Tropical Cyclone Chido is expected to make landfall in the country today, the Meteorological Services Department has said. In a statement last night, the MSD said that the Cyclone Chido continued its west-southwestward movement. Its wind speed and intensity diminished due to increased friction over the land. MSD head of forecast, Mr. James Ngoma, said the remnants of Cyclone Chido will combine with moisture from the intertropical convergence zone, leading to widespread thunderstorms across Zimbabwe from today till the 22nd of December.
And in light of the approaching storm, local authorities and disaster management agencies are advising residents to remain vigilant and prepared for adverse weather conditions. Communities are being encouraged to stock up on essential supplies and to stay informed through official weather updates.
Well, the Civil Protection Unit, CPU, has already been put on high alert to respond to the tropical cyclone. Now, CPU Director Nathan Ngomo said the department had been placed on high alert with officials closely and continuously monitoring the situation.
He has roped in the churches, it has roped in the traditional leaders who are the first and the last responders in all these disasters that we are dealing with. So again, it's another structure that we need to actively activate and make sure we protect the lives of our people, we protect our properties.
Nkomo said with adequate resources, they will be able to assist in the event of a disaster.
Treasury must also set aside some reasonable resources to ensure that in the event that something happens, we are able to assist. And as usual, prevention is better than cure. And this is the right time. All people in areas susceptible to flooding must get prepared now to raise awareness for our people in our respective areas. But let's make sure that even the evacuation centers that we choose are very easy to locate with the coordinates. I know in areas like Chimanimani, they are very good at that. And let's make sure we have a similar system in other areas.
You know, I think at times it has almost become cliche to talk about climate change, El Nino, and all its adverse effects. But I think the fact that in the last couple of years we've had to deal with Cyclone Idai and now with Cyclone Chido, I think it's imperative as well that we take a more proactive as opposed to a reactionary approach, especially from a central government perspective. And Chief, all I say this, I think we were talking about the health industry recently and the syntax, and I'm thinking to myself, I think now, because we're talking about El Nino, everything is affected by El Nino and El Nino, that when it comes to this climate change-induced tragedies, that we should be more deliberate about capacitating the Civil Protection Unit to be able to handle disasters, because we are having more and more of the disasters. We can't be there saying, we hope we have the resources, we hope. I think we should actually have a fund, and I'm willing to get text or for us to create some form of text that then feeds into that. Because, I mean, if you witness the devastation that was caused by Cyclone Idai and how, up to now, a lot of families are still trying to recover, you shudder to think about what could happen if, Cyclone Chido is anywhere nearly as disastrous as Idai was.
I think the truth of the matter is that we almost sort of know that there's going to be some disaster, which is climate induced now. So we should always be thinking about preparation. And I think now the CPU is going to step ahead in terms of trying to capacitate itself as well. There's a lot of funds that are around. I understand there's something called the President's Fund, which is lotteries, the state lotteries board and things like this. That money is poured into that for charity purposes, but it's always kept for these kind of emergencies. So you always have some sort of millions that are there somewhere waiting for that kind of disaster should it happen. And I think we just need to increase that particular purse and make sure that the CPU is ready with everything that they require. things like helicopters and things that should be on the ground, should there be, need for that. But you will always also have the international agencies coming through to assist, your UN, your Red Cross. These guys always come through whenever there's a disaster like that. And I think they're busy right now in Madagascar trying to rescue people who have been affected by this particular cyclone. And also on a different note, but still within that particular cyclone, Teach, it was actually identified by Zimbabwe, hence it was also given the name Zimbabwe. So it's always
the name Chido.
Yeah, the name Chido. So whenever you get to hear a name, it's usually somebody who is the first person to identify that there's something coming is the one who gives it the name. So
But why is it always a female name? I've never seen Cyclone John.
Freddie.
Okay.
Konapo ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.